Blizzard is not stopping. They're doing what they've done throughout Dragonflight, and they've released another roadmap for us for the War Within, including pre-patch and more. We're going to discuss that and other news updates for this week, but for now, servers are down. My name is Swag, and this is the Vault Day Update. The roadmap is out for the War Within, and there is a lot to unpack here. First off, we can see on the left side here that July 23rd, next Tuesday's reset, is going to be pre-patch, which will include things like the Warband, Skyriding, Cross-Realm Guilds, and even a special event called the Radiant Echoes. Early access to the new expansion will start on the 22nd next month, and then following that on the 26th will be the official launch of the War Within. Both early access and the official launch will bring you everything available with the War Within, including the new zones, dungeons, delves, and even the Earthen as a playable race. However, keep in mind that even though the expansion is live, the first raid and Mythic Plus dungeons will not be available right away. Those don't go live until the 10th of September, so it's going to be a couple weeks after launch. That gives you time to experience everything before the real grind begins. If you're like me and you love Mythic Dungeons, hit that subscribe button right now, because this weekend I will be releasing quick start guides on the Mythic Dungeons for the War Within. I've been beta testing them for the past couple weeks, and there's a lot of great content that I want to discuss, but also help you get started right away. While we're still on the topic of the War Within news, as you can tell, the login screen is a little bit different with Warbands. Blizzard has announced recently that they're going to make collectible screens available eventually, so not right away, but eventually there will be screens that you can collect somehow to change up the zone that your warband is in, or maybe what's around them. I'm not totally sure what this means, but it would be sick if I could go back and like farm the Lich King for a warband screen that has us in like Icecrown Citadel raiding or something. That would be kind of cool. However, let's maybe not as rare of a drop as Invincible, because first of all, I want to see the loading screen, and second of all, I want to obtain the loading screen. This week's PvP Brawl is Classic Ashran. Experience what Warlords of Draenor PvP was like this week. But also, speaking of Warlords of Draenor, this week is Time Walking for WoD. So if you run 5 WoD Time Walking dungeons and pick up the special quest that you can find in Veldraken, I'll post a link where the quest is located, you will get a sweet piece of gear. It's a great way to gear up quickly if you're trying to get some alts ready to do some dungeons or raiding right now. Blizzard has pulled out of San Diego Comic-Con, which doesn't really seem like huge news, but you have to remember they also canceled BlizzCon for this upcoming year. And those two together starts to maybe paint a picture that Blizzard is working on something different for a convention in the future, or they're just waiting to revamp some stuff. I'm not totally sure what this means, if it even means anything. But Microsoft might be wanting to slide Blizzard into maybe some of their own promotional materials instead. If there's anything from the news today that you remember, it is this. The Auction House Dance Party is this Monday. That's right, before the pre-patch comes out, you can celebrate in your faction city's auction house. Go ahead and have some fun. It's a good time, but also makes no sense whatsoever. This week's Mythic Plus affixes are Tyrannical, Incorporeal, and Spiteful. Incorporeal will spawn beings throughout combat that will try to cast a spell on you. You want to interrupt them, or more importantly, CC them. Now, if they are CC'd, that CC cannot be broken. So once you take care of it, you don't have to worry about it again. It's also worth noting that Death Knights and Priests can mind control them, which causes them to cast their ability onto your enemies instead of onto you, although at a reduced rate. Spiteful will cause your enemies to spawn shades every time they die. Those shades will auto-target one member of your team. You cannot pull aggro off of them, and you need to kill that Spiteful before it kills your teammate. They do lose health over time, so if you stay away from them, that also works. And today's Vault Day update is sponsored by Zygor. Zygor is a guide service that you can plug in-game that helps you navigate quests and more. There are so many useful tools in Zygor, like an arrow that even shows you where to go, and auto-turning in your quests for you. It's a great tool if you're trying to learn more about the game or navigate more quickly. You can find out more about Zygor with the link in the description and take 20% off with code SWAGLOCK. But my name is Swag, and thank you for letting me be your guide to the World of Warcraft.